That's definitely me.
It's not on, right?
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Lighten up.
Lighten up.
It's up, it's.
Anyway,
There you go.
There you go.
I'd like to welcome everyone out today. Need to call the meeting to order, so everyone please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please silence your cell phones. Ms. Settle, if you have roll call, please.
Mayor Plummer,
Here.
Commissioner Brooks will be absent today. Commissioner Fields,
Here.
Commissioner Gray,
Here.
Commissioner Galbraith.
Here.
We have a quorum and ready for the transaction of business.
Hey, Mr. Woodrow.
Okay, first on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes. And unless somebody wants to pull one of those off, we'll take them as a whole. The regular meeting of June 24th, the special meeting June 30th, the special meeting June 11th, and the special meeting July 16th. Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have the public comment section of our meeting. Today, we have Mr. Dale Wilson signed up to talk to us. Mr. Wilson, would you come forward, please? Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Want me to sit down?
Please.
That says wrong. Dale Wilson, we live at 2001 Sunset Drive. I live on the corner there of Sunset and 20th Street. Have the floor.
Yes, sir.
Well, I believe you have 4 items that I sent in to discuss. I was wanting to know what the status of the sidewalk project is that runs along from the high school, Main Street to Clintonville, 20th Street, Main Street, and then comes south on Clintonville Road down along our property and stops there at Sunset Drive. I think Mike, you and I have exchanged some emails and it seems to be stalled. And I was just wanting to know what the city knew.
Mr. Wilson, what I have found out is the Safe Routes to School program does not exist anymore. And they transitioned over to the TAP grant program. But every contact we've made with anybody in state, they say the program's gone away and the money's gone too.
I understand that. And I think you said the money pretty much dried up in 2011. All of the information I have started in 2017. So I'll try to follow up on that. Number 2 on my agenda, speeding along Clintonville Road. We actually had a visit from Chief Thomas yesterday and told us some of the things that he's initiated as far as trying to write speeding tickets and that sort of thing. So that's pretty much off the table. Coming and going 8th Street toward Georgetown and Paris, I see the pedestrian bridge there seems to be stalled. I'm just curious what's going on with that.
Well, shortly after construction started, they realized there's a city water main. I think it's a 16-inch water main that's right under the bridge abutment that they poured new. They reached out to the city and said, hey, can you move the line? And we're like, that's going to be a major project to move the line. They informed us, the state informed us that they're redesigning the bridge and going to move the abutment. And it's held up the process.
Okay.
The bridge is prefabricated and it hasn't been actually made yet, but the last they reached out to tell us was that they were moving that abutment.
Is the city incurring any damages, delay damages from the contractor?
No. This is a total state project, and they're gonna incur all the expense of moving the abutment and everything that they've been through so far.
Okay, thanks. The last item on my list is the low manhole covers along Main Street and High Street. Of course, they're scattered out around the city, but Main Street and High Street just recently got renovated, new paving, that sort of thing. And I've seen where a few manholes, where they went out about maybe 5 foot diameter and cut the asphalt and then sloped then the asphalt to the manhole cover, but the manholes covers haven't actually been raised. I passed around information on manhole riser rings. It's easy enough to add a ring or two, whatever's necessary, to bring that manhole cover up to the level of the existing pavement. And I know there's a lot of people in my same opinion that they need to be raised.
Sound like a broken record here, but, Mr. Wilson, that High Street and Main Street project was a state project. Believe it or not, the project is still open. And one of the many things that still need to be corrected in that project are those manholes and the raising of the lids. Logan Murphy is the district engineer for this area, and he tries to keep us informed, usually monthly, but yes, that whole project is not closed out because they are dealing with the contractor on a punch list, and those manholes are on the punch list.
So you don't have any schedule on when the punch list will be done? Can you get a schedule?
I will request it again from Mr. Murphy, yes.
And then I guess this is the contractor's Walker.
That's the head contractor, yes, it's football.
Okay. It just seems like it's dragging and somebody's got to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole High Street, Main Street project, went like 3 years over.
It's unfortunate how much control the state has over our little community, the things we want fixed. I've been trying for 10 years to get lights on the bypass fixed, turning lanes and turning lights and things that have some serious accidents, even fatalities on Georgetown Road. It's like we're talking to the wall.
I understand, but I was hoping that the state has some control over the monies that they owe Walker. And there's hopefully would be some incentive, but it doesn't seem like it's happening.
It really doesn't.
You know, if you don't ask, you can't find out.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
All right, that concludes the public comment section of the agenda. We'll move on to number 6, ordinances. We have the first reading of ordinance number 2025-18. It's a zoning map amendment, item ZMA 25-1 for 195 Bethlehem Road. Mr. Bone?
Yes, this is an ordinance that amends the city zoning map. This property is owned by Travis and Heidi Potter, located, as Mr. Withrow said, at 195 Bethlehem Road. This would change the zone from the existing residential R5 classification to business B2. Property consists of approximately 0.679 acres. The Planning Commission had prior hearing on this. You all have the full record from the Planning Commission. You have the recording of the meeting that I have sent the link to for you all to download. The Planning Commission did recommend approval on the basis that there have been and are major economic and physical changes within the area that were not anticipated at the time of the adoption of the 2017 comprehensive plan. And again, the recommendation to you all is to approve this. I have passed this ordinance along to the attorney for the property owners as well. So I know this is just the first reading for this. If you want to do the second reading, August 12th, just need to know what, if any, what type of hearing. I assume we're not going to redo the whole thing. So that would either be just no hearing at all or an argument style hearing. I know you'll set through in the past.
Can you all hear him? Barely.
His
I
microphone.
saw him looking at you strangely, so
Well, that's not, I'm not-
I'm sorry.
you all just need to decide if you want to have a hearing on the 12th and no hearing or an argument style hearing.
Today is just first reading, no action will be taken. We just need to decide at the next meeting if you want to go with the information you have and the recordings and the transcripts, or open it up for an argument at hearing, or hear the whole thing over again.
Yeah, well, if we're gonna do that, then we have to redo all
We do
the
a public
notices.
meeting, but, so you have three options, as I said.
I like the option of people being able to be heard that want to be heard that may oppose it. So argumentative type of hearing.
Okay, yeah, just can't, like last time, we can't have new
New
evidence.
evidence.
Right.
Stick to what's
That's
already.
how I feel.
Yeah. Is that the consensus of the group? We'll have an argument style hearing on August 12th, for the regular meeting.
But not a full,
But not a full vote.
Not gonna redo it.
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
And of
Okay.
course, the attorney for the Potters will have the opportunity to, he will speak first to present
There you go.
the proposal.
August 12th. All right. Moving on to the consent agenda. We have,
Excuse me, could you, I'm
excuse me?
sorry, it's my problem, but I'm hard of hearing. Can you tell me what the result of just took place?
That was the first reading of the ordinance for the zone change, the map amendment. The commission agreed to have an argumentative hearing on August 12th. That's the next regular scheduled meeting. And both parties will be there, but not any new evidence will be entered into the record. They'll argue on what's the record now.
I apologize for interrupting.
No problem. We want to be clear. We'll move on to consent agenda. We have items A through J. Is there any one of those items that you would like to pull and discuss individually? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. We'll move into the regular agenda. First, we have a municipal order number 2025-52, a contract approval for city manager.
So based on your all's several meetings over the last few months, I guess we'll describe it that way, and your direction from last time,
Mr. Bowman, just hold on just a minute. We'll let run. If anybody needs to leave, we'll. Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Sure. So based on your all's action taken after the last meeting and direction, we completed the contract, and Mr. Melcher got his signature on that, which is good. And so he's here today. And so, well, you guys have already taken action for this direction. This is to authorize the execution of the contract for the mayor to sign it. It is very much the standard contract we've done. So just need a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
I'll say.
Got a motion from Commissioner Gray, second from Mr. Galvin. Roll call, please.
Mayor Blumer.
Yes.
Commissioner Fields,
No.
Commissioner Gray,
Yes.
Commissioner Galbraith,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, thank you. Next, we have a municipal order 2025-53 for the display of fireworks.
Sorry, trying to catch up.
Okay.
So as I understand it, because the July 4th fireworks didn't happen, we're looking at having a public fireworks display on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend, which is Sunday, August the 31st. Because we have a fireworks ordinance that prohibits fireworks, you all need to take this separate action in order to authorize those. I believe, if I understand right, this is all still preliminary, contingent on multiple other things happening.
Yeah, this is just one of the formalities at the most recent Parks and Rec board meeting. There was a desire to do the public display of fireworks, and they're trying to get it all done by Labor Day. I pointed out that in the city ordinance, we would need to do a municipal order approving public display, and there you have it.
Is there a notice to the state, for, let's say, to display fireworks? Do we have,
That is
there is
part
a
of the
14, there are
process.
14 it's a 14-day or some kind of process like that.
Permit.
Yeah, permit, they have to give you.
Chief signs off on it.
Yeah, okay.
But we felt like this was probably one of the first steps was getting the ordinance.
And just to clarify, this is not a City of Paris fireworks display. The city is not responsible for this. It is not liable for this. It is not running the operation. That's a different thing. This is just your all's action of allowing whoever is in charge of it to do it.
Yeah.
All contingent upon it, them meeting the prior approvals and whatever else that they need to do with the parks board.
Does it have a time frame? I know it's at dusk. I don't want people at 1 o'clock next morning to still shoot fireworks.
This is not waiving the personal
Okay,
display. This is for a public display, which would be sanctioned by Parks and Rec and the Raleigh County government.
Yeah, this only authorizes that display,
is that,
which I presume is at the fairgrounds.
okay.
I'm guessing, y'all correct me if I'm wrong about that.
Move to approve municipal order 2025-53, authorizing the display of fireworks on August 31st, 2025 at dusk at Bourbon County Legion Park.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, we have resolution 2025-12, an emergency purchase ratification for the water treatment plant. Chad, if you don't mind coming forward. Just a little background here. We've had an issue, an ongoing issue at the plant involving a tank that has a coagulant in it that we noticed was leaking. We worked to dig out and find the leak. We thought we found the leak. It turns out it was worse the leak than what we thought. We excavated a little bit more, created a very unsafe situation. At the end of the day, we have a 30-year-old tank that needs to be replaced, and it's gone on longer than it should have, and we bring it to your attention to declare an emergency and get the situation rectified. Chad, you want to add to
Well,
that?
that sums it up pretty good. What was in your agenda packet also sums it up very well. The tank was put in service as part of a project back in 1985. It is a coagulant tank. It started out as just an alum aluminum sulfate tank, and we've since switched over to a Delpac 2020, which is a very similar product. The tank, back in late March, I noticed that the tank, we had a delivery of chemical. We had 70 inches in the tank of chemical. And when about a week or so later, I went by and just did a quick check to see how much was in there. We had 90 inches. So somewhere we had gained 20 inches of chemical and without getting a delivery. And at that point, I pretty much knew that we had some sort of fracture in the tank, and started the process of trying to figure out what was the best route to go. I remember talking to Jamie right off the bat, Kevin both, trying to get some insight. I got became a contractor to come in and do some excavation around the more critical areas of plumbing and so on and so forth. There's quite a bit of plumbing attached to that tank. So we got most of that exposed. Kind of realized that it was going to cost us a lot of money to keep hydrovacing around that area and a lot of time. So we brought Branson in with Achilles with the use of some of the city's equipment, and we were able to get more of it excavated. Long story short, we got into a point where we had the tank here. We had a main about 15 feet from it, a huge 16-inch transmission main. We were afraid to do any more excavating. We were going to have to get our trench shoring equipment down in there. There's just no way we could do that and risk rupturing that main. The leak itself, if you can imagine a clock, it's about the 4:30 position. So it's way down. It's probably about 12 and a half, 13 feet down. And certainly no way to safely access it. And looking at it as being a 40-year-old tank, we figured it may be time to replace it. This kind of started to go on a little longer than we anticipated, and we expect with the amount of excavation that's taking place, it's probably going to go on a little bit longer. I would expect it will get well into the fall. I've got some preliminary quotes, and I've got for tank, One of them, I've got two current quotes and one that is still outstanding. I'm waiting on it. It should be any time. Right now, we've got a quote of about $93,000.
How much?
$93,000 for a tank and the plumbing apparatus that goes with it.
That doesn't include the 24.5 that we already spent.
No, sir. And it won't include the additional plumbing that we'll have to do, the additional, that we'll have to pay someone to set that tank. We'll also have to have it, we'll probably be able to do some of it in-house, some of the wiring, some of the plumbing. We will have to have a little bit of concrete work done. We'll have to have some backfill. So there's several issues that are going to come along with replacement.
What about your budget? It's not in your budget.
It's not in our budget.
Can you work it? Is there something that you can do to stay in your budget? I know it's, hey, look, it's July and you got 11 more months to go.
We're working on some things. So I've met with Shay and I'm gonna meet with Brad here probably pretty soon. I'm sure Brad's in the loop as to what's going on. We're gonna work up something, but it is certainly a situation where we need to get some traction going on it. We're working out of temporary totes right now, and once the state comes in, does their field audit, probably this month or next month, they're not gonna like that. So they'll understand what's going on, but they won't let us keep tanks exposed without some sort of containment and protection.
That's the reason we're starting with a resolution certifying this as an emergency situation. Move forward.
Will we have any interruption of service to the public?
None.
Okay. So move.
A motion from Commissioner Fields, second from Commissioner Gray for the resolution 2025-12. Roll call, please.
Mayor Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Fields,
Yes.
Commissioner Gray,
Yes.
Commissioner Galbraith.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion carries.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Chad. So you think you can find it, right? Budget.
We'll see, Stan.
We have the
Yeah,
June
we have
financials
carries
from
forward.
Brad now, please.
Thanks, Mike. All right, on page 126, we'll start with the general fund cash balances. From an operating standpoint, at the end of June, we had $7,696,000 in cash available compared to the same time last year at $6,797,000. I'll go over that increase here in just a little bit. And then CDs, we are now up to $3,415,500 in CDs at the end of June. Just going back and looking through April and May, one of the resolutions you guys had passed was to add some more money into the general fund CD balances. So we did roll $250,000 in there in the month of May. The restricted funds really have not changed very much. As a matter of fact, hardly any at all. So total cash balances at the end of June were $11,310,561. Interest income on the year for the general fund is at $406,000. We look at last year, we were at $274,000. So roughly about $130,000 increase. Most of that is related to kind of rolling into the CDs and some better interest rates as well too for traditional. And then moving on to the next page on the utility fund cash balance, see operating funds were at $899,000 at the end of June compared to $730,000 at the end of 2024. So starting to see probably electric come back as far as on the billing side of it goes, and then also to some of the rate increases finally starting to be able to set some of that money aside as well. CDs have stayed pretty well consistent. You can see balance there at $530,266 at the end of June. So really no changes like we had done with the general fund on the utility side. And really we're kind of maintaining those funds for the purchase of the electric bucket trucks. So one of them should be coming in here probably late August, first part of September as well. And then moving on to kind of our restricted fund, you'll see we're at $3,586,000 at the end of June. One thing I did want to point out for you is the
debt service, or not the debt service, but the bond proceeds account is at $2,486,000. Really has kind of been unchanged over the last couple months. So we do have some of those funds available for some projects coming up. I know we have them designated in the budget for other things, but we have been making about $12,000 in interest income on that account over the last couple of months. And then really the interest income, you'll see there $235,187 compared to $105,000 for the same time last year. So once again, it's just the bond proceed account, roughly about $12,000 to $14,000 a month on that, and then also to the CD balances as well too, just making some better interest on that. On page 128 is the balances of our CDs for you guys just to kind of look at what we're anticipating from an interest standpoint. We do have in the general fund a $750,000 CD that will mature in August. Probably before our last meeting, we will anticipate rolling that one over. As you can kind of see, the $750,000 has grown up to anticipated $795,000. So we've had some good returns on that. And then also too, just on the utility fund, you'll see we have one that's maturing at $250,000 there in August with a value of $264,000. We will probably try to roll that one over depending on when the delivery of one of the bucket trucks comes in for the utility or for the electric department, but we may have to end up cashing that one out. If we do, we will try to see what we have available to maybe set up a new CD. So I just kind of wanted to outline those for you. And then moving on to page 129, once again, we got the trailing 12 months for the main tax collections in the general fund. So year to date, you can see we're at $9,510,000, up about just under $400,000 compared to 2024. So a good year as far as tax collections go. And then also too, if you just kind of see the progression over the last 5 years, you'll see that we have been in a consistent increase in those revenue bases over the last couple of years. So be interesting to see how the first quarter of this fiscal year will turn out. Starting to see some of those impacts on tariffs and other things kind of factoring in. So we'll kind of have a better update for you guys in October on that. Just skipping over the next couple pages because that's the detail for each account. On page 135, we have the trailing 12-month revenues for on the utility fund side. So for water, you can see we're up basically about $312,000 year over year. That was pretty much anticipated with the rate change that was instituted about this time last year. Also, on the sewer side of it, the $215,000 increase was probably right in line with where we had on our utility rates. Electric is probably a little higher than what we had anticipated. I think we started seeing some good, like I said, some good billing and some corrective billings over the last 3 to 4 months to where we've kind of had that number recover pretty nicely. So you can see about a 10% increase on that. I think with the utility rates, we were thinking maybe around 4% to 6% increase in revenue. So it was good to kind of see that start to recover and come through. I'm going to skip over page 136 and go to page 137, which has the summaries for the general fund. One second. On page 138, you'll see that we had total revenues of $14,893,000 for the fiscal year. $1,127,000 over what we had budgeted. Our expenditures were at $13,032,000. $754,000 under what we had budgeted. So with that, you can see that we had revenues exceed our expenditures by $1,861,000 in the general fund. One thing I do want to point out with that number is we did in the month of June, had a collection from the sale of the property around the golf course. So if you look at the gain on sale of assets right now, we have roughly about $895,000 sitting in that account. I think it was right around 850,000 came in from that sale. So that's one of the reasons why we're, have that higher number. And then also too, had some good collections on our fire tax insurance and everything as well too. So we were way over budget on that as far as on the insurance fees of around 819,000. So those two combined are what we're seeing from the overall revenues exceeding expenditures. And then on page 139 for the utility fund side of it, you'll see total revenues of $18,643,000. We are under budget on the revenues by 10 million, but most of that was related to timing on grant funds and also loan proceeds for some projects that have been delayed. So just taking those numbers out, you can see that we are over budget, probably roughly by about $1 million along those with those revenues. And then our expenditures are at $18,331,000. On the utility fund side, giving us revenues over expenditures by $312,000. So we did have a pretty nice recovery, is what we were kind of seeing over on the year. We still do have some outstanding purchase orders that we will keep open till about mid-August or till the end of August as we kind of get through the close process for the fiscal year. So we may come back with some updates on that, but for right now, that is the June financials.
Any questions of Brad? Thank you.
The last thing you said there, Brad, would that be like adjusting entries? Are you gonna do any adjusting entries?
Yeah,
Is that what you're, I don't say not alluding to,
we will have some adjusting entries coming in. The general fund should be pretty well straightforward, just because from when we do the audit report, that is technically almost on a cash basis. There are some accrual entries that come in related to retirement and then the OPEB for employee benefit plans. So that will be one of the adjustments that we'll have. The utility fund will probably, as we go through to close out June in the fiscal year, we'll probably have more adjustments in there because number one, we do treat these financials on a cash basis, but we do have to technically get them ready for accrual basis on the audit. So we do have a lot of capital outlays that are shown in expenditures that we will reclassify to fixed assets, record depreciation on those. And I think we have some inventory adjustments and just some minor kind of things to adjust, probably some accounts payables, late accounts payables coming in. And then once again, we'll also have the retirement and OPEB adjustments to make, so.
more to follow?
Yes.
More to follow.
And I think what I'll do, I've kind of been out a lot for July, but I think for when we do the August financials, we'll try to have more of a follow-up. Some things that are, that we typically don't look at, receivable balances over on the utility fund side of it, and some of those things, just to kind of get you guys updated a little more on, just that side of kind of like the balance sheet side. So it's one of those things that's hard to do with our software because it's more of a cash basis type software. It doesn't track assets quite as well, but we've got the ability to do some conversions to get those things kind of ready.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Is there a way, a possibility, we've talked about this before, that you can present your reports in a different format? I get this, what you give us, because we get the package ahead of time, and sometimes I have to look at it maybe 3 times before I understand what's going on. But a pie chart, graphs, something.
We're working on that. Obviously, there's some new programs that are coming out, from an AI standpoint that we can dump our material into and do some of those type of analysis. And that's kind of what I want to do for August.
Okay.
It does just take a while to, once we kind of have things closed and get it into an Excel format and able to upload that. So, but we've been looking at some different ways, not necessarily different softwares, but some different AI tools to where we can dump our data and stuff into to be able to do those type of presentations for you. So.
Any more questions of Brad? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financial.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise. Motion carried. Moving into the report section, we'll start with outside agencies. I emailed out late yesterday, a notice that the Chamber and Tourism were engaged with the TV station this morning, but I think I sent a report to everybody. Any other outside agencies here? Not seeing any right off. We'll move on to city staff. Any staff need report?
Is Michelle back there?
Michelle?
Yeah, she's in the back.
Planning and zoning.
I got your email, well, I think we all got your email a couple of weeks ago about Bobby being out on medical leave.
Yes,
Is there anybody in your office that's doing code enforcement right now?
at this moment,
Yeah.
no, because it is myself and me. That's the only two that are in our office.
Okay.
So I know Mike has agreed to help me out a little bit with the weeds and things like that, to take
Okay.
pictures and send to me. That way I can go ahead and issue the notices from my office. But I'm still doing building inspection and the planning administration, so there's no way. I mean, if I'm on my way to a building inspection and I do see something, of course, I'm gonna snap a picture of it and I'll do it when I get back to the office, but I don't have the time to go out of my way to look for them at this point.
Okay.
I will say the county held a special meeting yesterday to hire me a temporary help. That person is hopefully gonna start maybe early next week.
Okay.
He's gonna help me with building inspection and things of that nature to free me up a little bit. By that point, our hope, I spoke with Bobby yesterday, he went back to the surgeon. He is hoping to be able to come back to work next Tuesday at light duty, which means he would be in the office, not out on the grounds. But,
Can your temporary person stay for a while, since I'm sure you've gotten many calls about code enforcement? When Bobby comes back and that temporary person,
yes,
fiscal court agrees, stay for a while till you get caught up on all of your
that is the plan.
concerns.
Yes, that is the plan as of right now.
Okay.
But I'm sure you guys have probably received complaints about not being able to get in touch with us. I'm in and out of the office a lot, so people getting a hold of me is probably hard. They can get a hold of me, she's in the office every day. Bobby's phone has been turned off. Voicemail is turned off, that way nobody can leave a message, they have to call back to one of us, either myself or Mickey, to get with us. When you talk to people, do remind them they can file complaints online. Those do come directly to me by email, so if anybody has a complaint or needs something addressed, tell them to get online, log a complaint. I will eventually get out there to it. I can't promise it'll be the very next day, but I will get out there. But for our month of June, we had 18 building permits, 13 of them in the county, 5 in the city. And for electrical permits, we did 17, 10 in the county, 5 in the city, and 2 in Millersburg. There were 2 address requests for Bourbon County. No street cut permits were issued. There were 3 stream construction permits issued, 2 in the city and 1 in Millersburg. Building inspections, there were 26 total, 13 in the county, 12 in the city, and 1 in Millersburg. Planning and zoning was very busy this month. We had 13 applications. 5 of them were the Board of Adjustments and 8 were planning and zoning. We had a cell tower, a development plan, 4 variances, conditional use application, ag land, 3 ag lands, 3 consolidations. Code enforcement was a total of 41. City of Paris had 23, Bourbon County had 3, City of North Middletown had 15. I did not do any water or sewer taps for the month of June. Our next meeting, which will be Technical Review Committee, is on July 28th at 1:30. Our Board of Adjustments meeting will be August 19th at 5:30. And our next planning and zoning meeting will be August 21st at 6:30. So, any other questions?
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Any other staff? At this time, I'd like our new HR, Jarrell Flora, if you'd stand and let everybody welcome you.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
And Matt Belcher, is there anything, you're our newest employee, you want to say anything?
I just want to say thank you, Mayor and City Commission, and look forward to get started and work with you all and staff and community, so looking forward to it.
Thank you, Matt.
Welcome, man.
Ryan, did you have any?
Anything more?
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion to adjourn, Mr. Yao.
Second.
Second from multiple people. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those likewise, we'll stand adjourned, and keep in mind, we have a joint city meeting that'll come up around 10, I believe, so.
The judge is already there.
Yeah, maybe sooner. If anybody needs a break or adjourn, let them get in and get seated, and then we'll start up with the joint.